Alright, let's start this thing. I got a lot on my mind. What is this? What am I thinking about? I've been posting consistently for a couple months now. Yeah, I just got a lot going on in my mind. It's exciting and I feel positive. Uh, I haven't put into words yet what I'm feeling, so I'm just going to keep it moving, keep it rolling. All right, let's go. Yeah. All right, macros for the day: 1,705, which means I did 25 burpees. Honestly, I think I did it just to remind myself of how much I don't like burpees. Because for the past couple of days, I've just been coming in at 1,699, 1,698, and avoiding the punishment of going over 1,700 calories. So today, it was kind of unavoidable, but that's not true. I can always avoid it. But today I went 5 calories over my 1,700 limit. You know, one thing, I've never hit just 1,700, which is interesting. So I went over my 1,700 calorie limit with 5 calories, did 25 burpees, 5 burpees per calorie over. So yeah, 172 grams of protein. Honestly, not bad. I'm happy with it. 153 grams of carbs. Pretty good day of eating. It's one of those days where I get to finish the day and feel pretty damn satisfied, not wanting more than what I consumed, not feeling hungry at the end of the evening, where I had my last meal before 7 o'clock, and I get to finish out the rest of the evening digesting the food and waking up with a fresh, empty stomach, ready to start the day. So let's go over what I ate. 1 scoop of whey protein, 24 grams of protein, 130 calories. Goddamn, this is the last time I'm doing this. 3 of those legendary protein bars, basically Pop-Tarts. Protein Pop-Tarts, that's the best way to describe them. This time, I bought 3 at GNC, and I've purchased these 3 protein Pop-Tarts in different flavors, I think 3 times consecutively, and I am 100% certain that they are giving me digestive issues. I read the ingredients on these protein Pop-Tarts, and I couldn't pronounce half of the ingredients in there. Granted, it just said like casein, protein, and shit like that. But I'm convinced that I shouldn't be eating 3 of them a day, and I have been because I was able to fit them into my diet, and they taste really good. So I'm always looking for ways to cut the corner and indulge myself. It's that constant struggle against making me happy with the stuff that stimulates my dopamine. But I'm going to stop doing that. I can't be eating 3 of these each day, and it's giving me like all kinds of weird digestive issues, flatulence, a little bit of diarrhea, not to get into it. But we can just keep moving. Spinach, 1 kiwi. I should have had 2 kiwis because the kiwi that I have in the kitchen is going soft. But no, I had to eat that 3rd Pop-Tart protein thingy. Potatoes, that was like my main source of carbs for the day. Quite delicious. I thoroughly enjoyed them. Chicken, 4.4 ounces. Steak, 3.4 ounces. AG1 greens, which is like really my source of greens besides the spinach. 1 packet of oatmeal instant and 1 banana with cinnamon. Good day of eating. And I noticed that on the days where my carb intake is in the, let's say, 150 gram range, and I'm still coming in on a calorie deficit, and I'm still getting 173 grams of protein, those are like my favorite days of eating, because I feel the most full, I feel like I have the most energy, and I feel like I didn't miss out on anything. I'm not longing for something. It's really just making that adjustment of 500 calories of that food going to like protein Pop-Tarts, which is clearly not jiving well with my stomach and body. So instead, the adjustment that I would like to make tomorrow is definitely continue aiming for higher quantities of carbs, just making more adjustments in the protein area. Tomorrow it's just going to be salmon, chicken, potatoes, brown rice. Those are really going to be like the bulks of my calories, and it should be addressing carbs and protein. So tomorrow should be another good eating day, now that I'm really learning what my body likes, what it takes to fuel my body and function properly, and be happy. Just be happy. Yeah, because if there's one thing I've learned, it's that if you are on a fitness journey and you're not happy, you're not enjoying the process, then why would you stick with it? Where's the incentive to see it through? Especially if you're not seeing the results that you want, and the results take time. It takes consistency. So finding a diet, finding a routine, a lifestyle that is conducive to your goals and also feels good as you're going through the process, that's really the key. In fact, it's kind of a segue into one thing I wanted to talk about. I was watching this one episode of these two YouTubers. I've mentioned Dr. Layne Norton before. He was speaking with another YouTuber, Greg Doucette, who was a bodybuilder, powerlifter. He goes by Coach Greg, older guy, has a high-pitched voice, seems cool. But they were talking about, what was it? Nutrition and macronutrients and protein, how much protein a person should be eating when they are trying to get bigger or lose fat but retain as much muscle as they can. And at the end of that video, I think it was Layne Norton who said something that really resonated with me, which was that consistency beats perfection. So yeah, there could be plenty of science that supports how much protein you should eat per kilogram of lean body mass, and it's like 2.2 to 2.8 grams per lean body mass is something I talked about earlier. Yeah, that could be like the science behind all of it. But again, it goes back to, what are you doing consistently? How much protein are you eating on a daily basis? And instead of just focusing on like, oh, I have to eat 188 grams of protein each day. No. I guarantee you that if you became conscious of the effort to eat that number, let's say it's 188, but on one day you're getting 166, on another day you're getting 150 grams of protein, on a different day you're getting 140, and then on another day you get 200. If that's what's happening in actuality, in like the actual real life application of the knowledge that I'm providing, other people are providing, then that is the win, that is the success, as opposed to knowing like, oh, I'm supposed to hit this specific number of protein and I'm supposed to come in at this amount of calories each day. That's not how you succeed, because you're focusing on, there's a really good phrase out there that I'm having trouble. You're focusing on the smaller details and you're missing the bigger picture. I wish I could remember what phrase is applicable to that, but you get what I'm saying. It's more important to think about the longevity and the practices that you can apply to your lifestyle to yield the results that you want over time. That's more important than anything. Consistency beats perfection. You can have a perfect day. where you get all of your macros and you come in at your caloric deficit. But that's just one day out of hundreds. Out of hundreds. So that's the thing you have to start thinking about. It's like, it's a lifestyle. It's not one day of winning. It's you're winning at life. You're winning on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, and you're able to track that progress. You're able to look back and see, okay, I have been in a deficit each day besides that one day where I had 2 more donuts than I should have, and I know that I shouldn't have, but you know what? That was yesterday, and today I'm back on it. Consistency beats perfection. So that's where I'm at now. Honestly, my whole mindset is like going at this whole goal of 5% for a freaking year and not hitting it. I'm just in the mindset of let's get it done. So I think it's just that much easier for me to stick with the 1700 calorie deficit, because I spent all of 2022 dicking around doing fasting and all these other experiments to try to yield the same type of results that you can really only achieve through sticking to a specific diet or calorie restriction or whatever you want to call it. You got to restrict yourself in some way in order to get the results that you want, in some way. Now, the key is to find a way that doesn't feel as restrictive as other ways. Honestly, that's where I come in when it comes to the consulting service that I am offering to clients. It's like, you have a goal. You don't know exactly what's required to achieve that goal, or maybe you have some idea, but you're struggling with actually applying the practices that are required. Give me a call and we can talk about what works best for you, because there's more than one way to skin a cat. There's several, as the saying goes. So when speaking with me, and we've already started this process, I've started getting clients and they're starting to reach out to me, and I'm starting to listen to what their specific goals are for their bodies and for their health and things of that nature. And every person's different. Every person has different strengths and weaknesses, different habits, different routines that need to be modified, need to be adjusted. And that's what I'm doing. That's the service that I'm providing. It's like, okay, this is what you're doing today. This is what you've been doing for the past month or past year, and these are the results that you're getting from the practices that you're applying to your life currently. So, what do you feel the most comfortable with changing in order to get different results on a daily basis? That's where we are. And each day becomes clearer and clearer for me what it is that I'm doing. And it makes me feel enthusiastic, it makes me feel optimistic, and it makes me feel motivated to help and actually go harder. I wish there was more hours in the day. I wish that I didn't have to dedicate a good percentage of it to, my day job, but it is what it is. At some point I won't have a day job, and this will be my life, my career, and it will be a glorious one. But first 5%. And then after that, calorie surplus for the next several years so I can grow my legs. It's going to be a great life. It's going to be a great life. Maybe have a cookbook. All right, well, this was a short one. I finished week 8 of my recording of my client, Nicole. We just did our final session. For those who don't know, I'm offering an 8-week program where if a client wants to work with me, they would start on week 1, assessing the current habits that they have. We would talk about their specific goals and what changes we need to make for week 2 and onward in order to achieve those specific goals. And then week 2, week 3, week 4 was just talking about, discussing, reviewing how the prior week went and game planning for what adjustments need to be made for the upcoming week. So I've been doing that with my client Nicole. She has been gracious enough to allow me to record these sessions. So we just finished the last one, week 8, and really cool, really great way to end. She's actually going into a 3-month-long journey now where she's losing more weight and getting in, and she's continuing the fitness journey in preparation for a wedding in April. So basically she's got 3 months to fit into a dress, and she doesn't really need my services anymore because my work to that extent is done, and she has now obtained the mindset and the discipline that's required to continue on with hitting her goals. So I'd honestly like to do a follow-up with her 3 months from now after the wedding is concluded, just to revisit her mindset and make sure that she doesn't slip back into not being as disciplined or not having any discipline, because I think that's where the bad stuff happens. I think you're allowed to indulge yourself every once in a while, but I'm starting to believe that some level of discipline is required the majority of the time, which is contrary to how I've been living my life for the past 30 years. Took me a second, but I guess when you think about it, and I can't speak for everyone, but when faced with the options of not having discipline and living freely and being spoiled and coddled and everything that you want just gets handed to you, or struggling to obtain the stuff that you want, working hard, sweating, being uncomfortable, and gritting your teeth and getting through it, when those are the two options that you're faced with, I think, and again, I can't speak for everyone, but as a child, I couldn't imagine wanting to struggle. I just couldn't. And I didn't see the value of it. I don't even think I recognized the option of struggle. It wasn't even presented as an option. It wasn't something that I considered. Instead, being spoiled, being coddled, getting everything handed to me, having everything come easy, that was it. It was like the no-brainer. So considering that and acknowledging that I've had basically that mindset for all of my life up into most recently, I would say I don't know how I feel about it, but I do know how I feel about it. It is what it is. You get to a certain age and you just realize, oh yeah, that's not really how adults should work. It's not really how men should think. I'm grateful for the new perspective. All right. I always say this is a short one, and then I continue to go on and speak about whatever is popping up in my head. But I really should get to work on other stuff. So I will cut this. See you in the next one.